The Stardust refers to what remained of the superstars that were immortalized by the great artist. But more than this, Warhol used diamond powder to finish and embellish some of his works, and to convey an aura of immortality to the portrayed characters. During the years spent at Carnegie Institute of Technology, he developed the blotted line technique that became used in the first major exhibitions. Andy Warhol's first commercial work was also created using the blotted line method that was gradually abandoned from the 1960s onwards. It is a technique of apparent simplicity. It only works with artists with particular skills and specific knowledge. That consists of drawing a pencil line on a regular piece of paper, which was then copied and replicated almost like a photographic image. The resulting design is then recalibrated on a porous paper with ink. Tracing the line requires great care, and the final result is a sketched outline design that allows the artist to obtain more manual copies of the original. This technique was also used by Julia, Andy Warhol's mother, in the early years for manifold images and descriptions of catalogues. The blotted line is associated to the memory of the young Andy Warhol, who began his career with a group of friends and Julia, a sort of premonition of what was to become the factory. The celebrity phase, however, was linked to the use of the silk screen technique. Silk screen painting is a graphic method of casting colors, an ancient technique that blends the Latin word silk and the Greek writing, used by the Chinese several centuries ago, and that blossomed into the United States during the 1940s. The matrix consists of a fabric, originally silk, today nylon stretched on a frame. The artist applies his drawing to the surface, using waterproof materials, glues, pencils and pastels, or by using gluing silhouettes in a protective material. After the drawing is finished, a sheet of paper is placed under the frame, and the ink is spread over the fabric using a spatula. Accordingly, the ink filters from the fabric to the paper, with the exception of the areas that are protected by the glue or other materials, which remain clean. As a result, we obtain the imprint of the design. The silk screen creates silent images without any nuances. By shaping different areas of the fabric with masks or glue strokes, you can create a multicolored piece of works. Silk screen printing can also be achieved with the aid of photography. A light-sensitive paint is applied to the matrix and projected onto the image. This is developed so that the areas of fabric to be inked remain free. This particular version of silk screen was used in pop art, especially by Andy Warhol in his famous masterpieces. They are portraits that Warhol produced according to a standard procedure. With a Polaroid big shot, he took approximately 60 shots of the subject, selected 4, and then one was printed, reworked, and silk screened. Warhol's artistic research, and in particular his numbered serigraphic works, aimed at highlighting the effects of mass communication, such as the degradation of the moral content of the subject of the artwork, due to the media outlay of the image that only delivers an empty surface to the reader. The serial repetitions, both as an imitation of identical images and as artworks produced in multiple copies, embody Andy Warhol's artistic revolution.